Hello, welcome to my channel, Tales by Chuma. Today, we embark on the first episode of a fascinating two-part series that unveils the painful journey of Chuma, a boy from Umuchi village. Chuma, believed to be cursed, was hated and ostracized by all the villagers. It's a sad tale of sorrow, pain, loneliness, and the unexpected turns that life can take. But before we unravel this captivating story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss any part of this incredible story. Now, let's get into the story. In the village of Umuchi, where the land whispers ancient tales, lived a boy named Chuma, trailed by an aura of misfortune. His birth, followed by the death of his mother, cast a shadow over his life, earning him the unwarranted title of a cursed child because it was believed he killed his mother. His father, overcome with grief for his lost wife, couldn't bear to look at Chuma without being reminded of his loss associated with his son's birth. Seeking a solution, he left Chuma in the care of a reluctant aunt. As Chuma grew, so did his aunt and her family's hostility towards him. The village's contempt for Chuma was persistent, with parents warning the children to stay clear of him. Ignored by the villagers and constantly lonely, Chuma struggled daily with despair and depression. Chuma's daily life was filled with endless chores from morning till evening, often laboring on the farm, and at times he was denied even a single meal a day. Meanwhile, Chuma's father had moved on, remarried, and started another family, apparently leaving Chuma in his past. Despite Chuma's plea to be allowed into his father's new family, he was met with rejection. One night, hungry and weak, after not eating for 2 days, Chuma sat on his mat in tears, questioning his faith. Suddenly, a luminous figure appeared beside him. Turning, he found a woman looking at him with affection. She revealed herself as his late mother, Neka. Confused but unafraid, Chuma asked why she died and left him, but she claimed he had a destiny to fulfill in the village of Umuchi. After that, she brought out a bowl of food and asked him to eat. Chuma rushed the food and ate to his satisfaction. His late mother promised to visit him and bring food for him every time he was hungry. Neka's night visits brought nourishment and comfort to Chuma. She revealed to him that he was not cursed, but chosen for a greater purpose. Suddenly, Chuma began putting on weight. At first, his aunt and uncle accused him of stealing from them, but they couldn't prove it. But as they complained, he kept growing fat and well nourished. Night after night, she visited Chuma, explaining her death was her destined fate and not his fault. She encouraged him to persevere, promising that his current sufferings were temporary and foretelling a future where he will rise to prominence, shielded from harm. Eventually, his aunt and uncle stopped providing him with meals, but Chuma was not bothered, for he received food from his mother every night. With time, and despite his resentment towards those who wronged him, An unexpected encounter changed Chuma's life forever. One day, Chuma, attempting to avoid a group of young ladies returning from the river, an impulse led him to look up, and his eyes met those of the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. She smiled at him. This moment of unexpected kindness sparkled a glimmer of hope in Chuma's otherwise bleak existence. Puzzled by the beautiful girl's smile, Chuma spent the rest of his day lost in thoughts of her. Eager for another chance encounter, he left the farm early the next day, timing his route to cross the path to the river in hopes of seeing her again. Although he spotted her among her friends, she seemed preoccupied and didn't notice him this time, leaving him feeling disheartened. That night, he shared his encounter with the girl with his mother, who listened with a tender, knowing smile. On another day, while on an errand for his uncle, Chuma caught sight of the girl again. This time, she acknowledged him with a smile and a wave, which he returned before quickly moving on. Excited by the interaction and assured that his previous experience wasn't an illusion, he walked on cloud 9. From then on, whenever the girl saw Chuma, she would smile and wave at him, disregarding her friend's questioning of her kindness towards him. Encouraged by her repeated acknowledgments, Chuma finally gathered the courage to wait for her at the river. When she arrived, he offered to help her fetch water, and she rewarded his assistance with the most radiant smile. Continuing this new routine, Chuma helped her with her water whenever he could, eventually finding the courage to ask her name. Learning it was Olamma, he found it perfectly fitting for such a beautiful girl, a sentiment he eagerly shared with his mother during their nightly visits. However, one of Olamma's friends reported to her mother that she has been talking to the cursed boy. The mother followed the girls to the river to confront Chuma. Dripping with scorn and prejudice, she warned Chuma to stay away from Olamma. This shattered Chuma's fragile heart. The venomous words of rejection stung his soul, pushing him to the brink of despair. Shortly after, Chuma encountered further hostility at home. Olamma's father stormed into their compound, asking Chuma's uncle to warn him to stay away from his daughter, Olamma. After delivering his ultimatum, the man left, leaving Chuma to face the wrath of his aunt and uncle. The weight of rejection and the cruelty bore down upon him, driving him to contemplate the unthinkable, ending his own life. With a heavy heart, he wandered into the forest, aimlessly walking towards the part of the forest where villagers were forbidden to enter, not caring about the dangers that might lie within. He reasoned that any harm he met there would be better than the constant torment he faced among the living. As night fell, Chuma, enveloped in darkness and despair, chose to rest. That night, his mother appeared once more, and he lamented to his mother, confessing his intention to end his life by morning. With a gentle yet firm resolve, she pleaded with him to abandon his awful plan. She encouraged him, that the hardship he faced were part of a bigger plan meant to lead him to eventually understanding his purpose. The dawn brought an unexpected turn in Chuma's sad tale, awakening to find two young men observing him curiously. He tensed, uncertain of their intentions. On inquiring about their identity, the conversation took a surprising turn when one of them asked if he was hungry and would like breakfast. "I'm not hungry," he said. "I came here intending to end my life," Chuma confessed, to which the men responded with a light-heartedness that seemed out of place in the gravity of Chuma's revelation. The two young men encouraged him to eat first, as that would make him feel better. Following the meal, the young men led him on an adventure through the forest, introducing him to a day filled with laughter, swimming in hidden fountains, and engaging in various exciting activities. For the first time in his life, Chuma found himself genuinely enjoying the company of others, so much so that the dark thoughts that brought him to the forest receded to the back of his mind. This unexpected comradeship offered him a glimpse of happiness he had never known, signifying that perhaps life held more possibilities than he had ever imagined. As evening descended, the young men welcomed Chuma into their home, offering him a place to stay. Curious about their presence in the forest, Chuma learned their story. Like him, they had been cast out from their village and believed cursed from birth due to their mother's death during childbirth. They were raised by an elderly man who has since passed away. Kachi and Kelechi found themselves alone in the forest. Finding common ground in their similar background, Chuma felt a sense of belonging and chose to make his home with them. This marked a new chapter in Chuma's life, one of freedom and adventure. Despite his initial intentions, Chuma found himself drawn into a whirlwind of companionship and adventure with the brothers. Their coexistence in the forest breathing new life into Chuma's weary soul. Through their mentorship, Chuma discovered strength and purpose, transforming from a forsaken outcast into a formidable warrior. Over the years, Chuma's life with Kachi and Kelechi transformed him. The rigorous life in the forest shed his excess weight. Replaced by muscles, he grew into a tall, strong warrior. Though he never revisited his village, memories of Olamma and her beautiful smile lingered in his heart. Since finding companionship with his friends, Chuma's mother ceased her nightly visits, promising always to be with him. But destiny, relentless in its pursuits, beckoned Chuma once more. Rumors of war and oppression in his former village echoed through the forest, stirring something dormant within Chuma. In a vision, his mother revealed his true calling: to rise and become the hero his village desperately needed. Initially nonchalant, remembering the villagers' cruelty, Chuma hesitated. Though he felt detached from the village, the thought of Olamma in danger compelled him to investigate. Sneaking into the village, Chuma discovered that Olamma and some of her friends had been abducted that very morning while returning from the river. On learning of Olamma's abduction, Chuma returned to the forest, where he shared the news with Kachi and Kelechi. When asked what his plans for rescuing Olamma were, he declared he wasn't going to lift a finger to help anyone from Umuchi village after the way they treated him in the past. And so, the first episode of Chuma's sad journey comes to a close, but the story is far from over. What does fate have in store for our resilient hero? Will Chuma hit the call, or will the scars of his past prove too deep to overcome? Join us in the next episode as we continue to unravel the tale of Chuma and Olamma. If this story touched your heart, give us a like, share your thoughts in the comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more. For every like helps us to create more content like this. Until next time, remember that life is a journey of lessons, and sometimes the hardest choices lead to the most profound growth. Thank you and be happy. Bye.